Hello and welcome everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to get started with the space pod. I'm going to show you how to claim the space pod so it doesn't disappear on you. How to get started with no hand mining whatsoever. Get production started, get power handled, and get you searching for ores. So this should be a good kind of checklist or even a refresher if it's been a while since you started in space. And hope you enjoy. So here we go. First things first, because this is one of my videos, I'm going to start by grinding down part of the pod. So first thing, grind down all light armor blocks you can find from this door backwards. And I'm also going to get rid of these little lights as well on the back, just because if not, I will forget they're there and they'll disappear. So just grinding these down. So the space start is the most OP start in Space Engineers. It is much easier than the rest as long as you have the basics down of what you've been doing. This starting pod actually sells in shops for up to 41 million space credits because it's large grid. It's kind of ridiculous. So here we go. The reason why space is so easy is just start with this large grid. You get all these ion thrusters, and when you want to mine, you're able to just pretty much bump into asteroids and fill up large cargo containers pretty easy. It's a lot more work on a planet. As far as mods, I'm running a couple of my own, but mostly just graphical ones that make things a little bit sharper, a little brighter. Space can be really dark sometimes, and I'm not a big fan of that for streaming or videos. Just a few more light armor blocks to go here. So depending on your settings, you may not need to claim your ship. It might be automatic. But I wanted to show you how to do it if you ever start on a public server. Okay, so it looks like we got one last one here. There we go. So we got all light armor blocks. That's quite a bit. 197. Steel plates. So go ahead and open up the menu on your ship, go to info, and look at the number of blocks, and it happens to be 69 blocks. So let's go ahead and get rid of our steel plates and transfer over 80. So now I have 80 steel plates in my inventory, and we want to place a line of 80 blocks off the side. And just make sure there's no gaps here, that they're all connected. Should have had a photosensitive warning or something for this. There we go. So we have used all the blocks. And then go ahead and cut this one off right here. And what that did is, now if we put a block on here, it thinks the starting pod is this row of blocks, and it thinks this is just a normal ship. So we can go ahead and get these back. A lot of people recommend using a merge block, but I find that since we wanted these steel plates anyways, this is pretty darn quick and easy. Also, in order to make a merge block, we would have had to do some other unlocks usually as well. One thing to keep in mind is now that this is no longer a respawn, or this is no longer a starter ship, this GPS marker won't move with the ship anymore, so be aware of that. Okay, so now we have claimed the ship. We have, let's get some energy here, because we are running kind of low. And now we need to steal a couple more things. One is I'm going to break the air pressure and steal this air vent. You can always reorganize things later once you're going. So I take that, and then I'm also going to take one of these ramps as well. Actually, let's take one off the top here. And now I need to make a few things. So we claimed the ship, we got some extra materials. Now we're going to unlock a lot of progression. So first of all, I'm going to make a landing gear. I'm going to make a small landing gear. That got some unlocks there. Next, I'm going to make a remote. And then we're going to grind down this cargo container under functional, re-weld it back up, gets an unlock there. We're going to do the same for this O2 generator. And then down below, there is an interior wall. We're going to do that for that. Then you don't need all these, I just figured let's get all the easy ones. And then one more thing I'm going to make is a conveyor tube, a small conveyor tube. And that gets us all the unlocks, well, all the ones we can do without assemblers or refiners. And then now that we've done that, go ahead and break this glass, because it is an emergency. Let's make a little space here. And place a drill right here. A large grid drill.
Energy low.
There we go. And so the only thing we're missing is large steel tubes. I forgot to get energy when I was in here earlier. You can either hold down the button on the survival kit or just take a seat in the cockpit to get your energy back. Alright. Let me clear up my inventory. And start by stealing the large steel tubes from these guys in the back here. We need a total of 12. That got us 7. I put the rest of the components back in that one. Let's grind this one down for a few more. There we go. We have a working drill with no hand mining whatsoever. Again, I'm just putting the rest of those thrusters back in there. Very nice. So next, let's get some ore. It's kind of strange. Usually a little closer to this asteroid, but It's fine. And especially until we're toting around heavier containers, one thrust is okay. But we will get the rest of those thrusters back soon enough. And always just be more careful than you think you need to when you're flying in space, especially. You're likely to run into things and break ships when you first start. Okay, and then in order to control this drill, we're going to go to block tools, drag that over onto the bar. We can also, while we're here, let's go ahead and put the O2 generator on off on number 9. And let's also put the drill here on number 8 with on off. And that way you can just get it started. Now the one thing you want to be careful of is not to fill up your drill with stone yet. We only need a little bit here to get started. That's probably enough. Because you get quite a bit of stone. I've got 18k here and another 3k in the survival kit already. So then go over to production and ingots and hold down shift and control to queue up a ton of these. I'm just gonna queue up an insane amount. There we go. We are processing stone already without doing any hand mining at all. And we can go ahead and get some things queued up here. So first of all, I do like to make the basic refinery first. Let me remove the drill because I don't care about those extra plates in there. And I'll add in the basic refinery to the build planner. And I'll click here. And so I middle clicked on it to get what components were available, and then I shift middle clicked on it to queue up the rest of them. And then what I like to do is just clear out pretty much around this doorway here, these large light armor blocks. Isn't it nuts just how much free material you get with this ship already? And then now that we cleared that out, we have room on that conveyor to place our refinery. And we also have a good start on some of those steel plates. And if you want to just speed up your progression a little bit, that was a full-size square block, so we can steal that. There's another door right above this one, so we can steal this one as well, without anybody noticing. This is also... don't want to push it on those. I mean, technically you can remove everything here except for the seat and whatever it's connected to. It's really up to you. One short. Let's grab that. Oh, so one thing, we did queue those up, but we've got the ingots ahead of them, and which was good because we actually needed it to get started. But now we can move it to the end here. And since I already stole enough plates for that, we can move this towards the end as well. And my hope is just to show you how to kind of keep things moving at the beginning. There's going to be plenty of lags later on, but as long as you're moving at the beginning, it won't feel like such a trudge And then the reason why I start with the refinery, I'm not actually a big fan of refining stone on planets, but in space, you just have so much easy stone available that a refinery can chew through that stone very quickly and be very productive for you. There we go. So that started up and that is cooking. See, that's filling up with stone already. And we should grab some more of it, actually. Yeah, as long as you keep something refining the whole time, you are progressing pretty much as fast as you can. So then now I have a few steel plates here, and you can put the assembler down here. I'm going to make room for some other things there, so I'll just place it up here. This is a basic assembler, so you're not going to keep it forever anyways. And just make sure it's facing towards a port. So I just cleared my build planner, then I right-clicked on this assembler to add it, and then middle-clicked here. Now we had some extra steel plates going. Let's go ahead and put those. Well, actually, I'll remove those, and then I will shift middle-click to queue up that assembler. And this is everything we need for the assembler. So that is cooking. And you can remove these ramps anytime you want. They have a lot of interior plates, so you can actually just save this for when you make your first large container. And that covers all the interior plates you need for it. I also tend to put my my large container down here, so I'll clear these ramps for it when I do. But we are cooking. Another couple things I can do. When we can make it, we're going to put a camera down here. This light needs to be removed, and this light is the only thing holding this piece of glass on. So let's go ahead and just remove this glass for now. And that light. We are low on stone. Let's get a little more here. Yeah, this refinery just chews through stone, which is nice. Like, imagine how long it would take you to get to a drill that you could just drill this much stone with on a planet. Like, it takes so much longer. And I'm just middle clicking to get whatever resources are available for this assembler. It's gonna take a bit to make all these. But the nice thing is the survival kit is making the components and the refinery is doing its refining. So kind of multitasking. And when you need oxygen like this, you just go to your survival kit and get it there. Just 64 computers and this will be set. This will be easier once we get our ore detector, but we can take a... Oh, actually. Just a word of advice. So if you want to leave your ship, I do recommend setting a GPS for it. Temp ship or something like that. Because it shrinks very quickly as you move away, and it becomes very hard to spot. Especially on an even larger asteroid. So just a good practice is to make a GPS like that. Now I don't really expect this ore detector to do much to find anything I can't see. It can just help me verify what type it finds, really. A lot of ores are visible on asteroids. Some things like iron and cobalt are almost always visible from the outside of an asteroid. But I don't see any. Oh, here we go. Here's ice. So you can use it to verify, so it says ice there. So when I do find ore on an asteroid of some sort, I will type in GPS and then AST1. And that's just because I may have it, if I was on a server, for example, I might do another playthrough on the server later in a different section. And so it's nice to just kind of mark this is this playthrough. So AST1 is what I have here. And then ice. It's good to mark your asteroids because then you know if you've been there before or not. And let's see if these computers are done. They are. Nice. Alright, we have unlocked production. We got a basic refinery and a basic assembler, which means we can make tons of different things now. But the first thing we're going to need is an ore detector. Whoops. Let me add that to the build planner. Grab anything I can, and then shift click to put it into production. And oh, basic refinery's out of stone again. Let's get that cooking. We can actually fill up. Could even fill the drill up with stone right now. Also, I'm going to turn off the O2 generator for now. Can always turn it back on later. It's just expensive for electricity, so it's nice to turn that off when you don't need it. You also already have an oxygen tank on here, which means you can always get oxygen without the O2 generator running. Alright, we got some of our parts. And then I just like to put the ore detector somewhere on the front. Like that'll be nice. There we go. Everything we needed for that one. Okay, first thing you want to do is turn up the range of that ore detector. It's set to 75, and you want it at 150. All the way to max. And now that we have an ore detector, we are ready to face the world. So we already marked this place as ice. pretty much once I find any ore on an asteroid, I just move on. Yes, you can get multiple ores, but it's less common. Let's see. So then I just look out for the nearest next asteroid usually. And there we go. And while we're flying, let me go ahead and queue up 20 steel tubes, large steel tubes. And that should, and actually I'll queue up another 20 steel plates as well. And then we're going to fix our thrusters in the back. But we have set up production. Let's see, let's go from the start. We've claimed our ship. We've gotten started with no hand mining. We have started production. We're going to get our thrusters in place here. We've got an ore detector. We're doing our searching. We are moving. We are rock hoppers now. We're set. So one tip is when you are lining up, aim just to the side of any asteroid. That way if you miscalculate or you get that text message that distracts you or Discord message, you won't crash into the asteroid. So always a good practice to aim to the side. And searching asteroids is really visual when you can, and if not, then you're using your ore detector. Because it's just a lot of space to cover, and even a large grid ore detector isn't super effective on these. Again, just be careful. You don't want to hit anything. And, you know, just try to get a good look at it, zoomed out, see what you can find. Let's go ahead and fix these thrusters while we're here. And actually, while we're at it, I want to go ahead and move this middle thruster from the back up to the facing forward. So search for an ion thruster. And we need 3 open spots in front of it. Let's go ahead and we'll move this ramp in a moment.
Inventory full.
And this will give you 3 thrusters facing forward, which is a fair amount of stopping power. It'll probably prevent a lot of incidents you might have. And we'll just clear this spot. Very nice. There we go. So now that is 3 thrusters facing forward. And let's get a little stone here because I'm sure we're out. Got to keep that stone going, or get some iron when you run into it. Sorry. So we have our thrusters in place. We have our production running. We have an ore detector, so we have started our process of just searching asteroids and marking at least one of each ore. And this is life for a little while. You want to find one of each, and you want to specifically find a spot for cobalt next, and then after that you're going to want gold. But before I leave you in this video, let's queue up batteries. So queue up 80 power cells, because that's kind of the harder part. And then we will do a little more searching and make a battery next, and then that will allow us to make a camera to put on the front, which will also help with your spotting. You also have a couple more thrusters on the bottom than you have on the top, so if you ever need to turn, make sure the bottom part of the ship is pointing in that direction. Now, it is very uncommon for an asteroid to have no ores at all. So I do usually spend a little time searching for whatever ore is there. But again, this particular asteroid, since we don't see it on the outside, it's very unlikely that it would have cobalt. It's also unlikely it would have iron, which is the next thing we could use right now. So don't have to spend too much time on this asteroid. Not seeing anything. Oh. That was a little rough. So let me just fill up with stone, and then we'll go to the next asteroid and look for some cobalt. Production, that's finishing those power cells. Let me make a couple steel plates. Let's see, what's the next asteroid we want to go to? We mark those over there. There's the moon up there. It's not a bad idea to go towards the moon if you can, because there's a lot of shops there. So if you happen to be in the neighborhood, it's pretty nice. So again, I am aiming to the side of this nearest asteroid. Dampeners are off. And I'm getting out of the seat. We got a little ways before we get there. So I like to place a yeah, we're good. I like to place a battery close to one of these ports, so it's easy to grab all those incredibly heavy power cells. So I added that to my build planner. I'm going to click and pull those items. And then I'm going to shift middle click to queue up the rest of the things I need. Make sure we're not going to crash. guess, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like I've rarely seen cobalt on very light asteroids. But I do know I've always seen cobalt on the outside of an asteroid if I've gotten close enough. So I'm turning my dampeners off so I can adjust. I see some ice. Now I guess ice is one of those things that's commonly with other materials. But again, if I don't spot a material quickly with ice, I just might label it as ice and move on. There we go, we found silver in there. It's GPS. Last one. Ice, silver. And then these battery items should be ready. And so I made the battery so that we could make a camera, but also this is my preferred power source. Notice I didn't start any solar panels at all. Solar panels, well, they make your ship larger, and they just are a little awkward and not super effective. And so I prefer not to use them. And so what I do is I just make batteries. And this one right here, since it's kind of just temporary, I just set the discharge, and then it has about 900k worth of power in it. And the nice thing is we just made this battery, which means we can make more as needed, and we have an infinite source of stone around us. And that way our ice is used for survival and not for our energy as well. So that is set up. And then I'll put the light right here and then just rotate so that on the bottom left is that little dot. It's going to need a computer as well. Alright, there we go. So we have a light on there. And now easy access to our cockpit here. So I can press G and add that to the menu. Go to View. And then, which should be good. So now I can zoom in. And sometimes spot ores from further away. Not often, but sometimes. So now, this is really where I'm going to leave you. This is your setup. So you claimed your starting pod, you did it with no hand mining, you got production started, you've got power handled now and you know how to handle it, and you're successfully searching through asteroids like a real rock hopper. You're set. So next you're gonna find cobalt, you're gonna build off a refiner, an assembler, and a large container. Most importantly, you can build out your drills more. I really like kind of 8 of those and camera in the middle. It's like a little accident there. And you can really start building the rest of your adventures. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments or on Discord. I'll link to a few mods that I think could be helpful with a playthrough like this. And have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.